at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
He have it, but he really don't have that spark like how he was when like he was in it. You know? He's like him going back and like fighting and stuff like that. I think that shit fucked him up.
Whatever could happen if the guy gets beat up by Manny Pacquiao, right? It creates a tough situation. I feel like that was the bigger story. But is Floyd broke? What a stupid question. Are you a stupid person? Of course he's broke. He's a boxer.
Joe Rogan talks with Gervonta Davis about a possible rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. During the discussion, Davis says that many big fights today are mostly about making money instead of helping boxing grow or improving the sport.
The industry world is just like, it's trash, bro. It's a whole bunch of stuff.
Joe Rogan praises Floyd Mayweather Jr. for staying active, quick, and disciplined even after retiring from boxing. He also points out that Mayweather has kept his body in excellent shape.
It's in his body, and also that mindset of what he learned when he was incarcerated.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. stays competitive by avoiding unhealthy habits and keeping strict discipline in his life. Because of this, he still has good speed, strong stamina, and quick reflexes, even after retiring from boxing.
Discipline is everything. Discipline, never knowing you're never going back to that. Don't buy anything stupid. Don't be dumb with your money. Don't be dumb with your body. Take care of yourself. Never get out of shape. Always keep your conditioning up. So when you go into camp, you're not struggling to get back in shape again. You're already in shape. Now you're just working on your skills and honing everything to a razor sharp.
Max Kellerman says that Floyd Mayweather Jr. still has great defense and fast speed. He believes that a fight between Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao could still be very exciting.
I think I would have always favored Mayweather to win the fight. The point is that because it happened after its expiration date, we will never have the actual answer. You and I might agree, Mayweather was too long, too good a boxer, naturally bigger guy and better defense. But we will never actually know the answer to that question because we never got to see it 5 years earlier. Now, Shady makes the point, Malik, that this is not like Crawford-Canelo, and it's not. But it's also not exactly like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
It's nowhere near
right?
that stuff.
So what is it? What are we, because Netflix doesn't seem to care if this is more of kind of a carnival or an exhibition, or if it's like the greatest, biggest fight in the world. What they're looking for are eyeballs, right? Where does this fall? Mayweather and Pacquiao on the most legitimate Crawford-Canelo side of the spectrum, or the kind of sideshow Jake Paul, Mike Tyson?
Gervonta Davis believes that the proposed fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is mainly about making money.
So that,
You need the money. I'm telling you.
Does he have a chance to win though?
Top Rank ain't playing like that, and they ain't playing like that.
So you don't
see it. They ain't playing like.
Chael Sonnen says the criticism is unnecessary because everyone works to earn money. He explains that Floyd Mayweather Jr. continues to fight because boxing is still his profession.
Why do you get up every day and go to work? Why are you going to your job next week? Why will you be at your job the week after that? Because you need the money. What's wrong with that? And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer that they say can't read. That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing channel, right? It's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course he's broke. He's a gambling addict. He got baby mamas all over the... What do you mean is he broke? Of course he...
Manny Pacquiao says that winning would inspire the new generation and show young fighters the importance of determination, discipline, and ambition when entering professional boxing today.
A very good inspiration for the young kids. Not only to all the boxers, but also to the people who have dreamed. Even though I'm 46, if you're still dreaming in your life, you can make it.
Few things resonate more deeply than watching someone defy the odds and triumph. For many fans, and especially for Filipinos, Manny Pacquiao embodies hope, pride, and the possibility of rising above it all.
During the discussion, it is explained that a rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao would not really hurt either fighter's legacy. Both fighters have already secured their place in boxing history after many years of great performances and big victories. It is also mentioned that Mayweather clearly won the first fight and still looks physically fresh compared to many retired fighters. Because of this, a second fight would likely be more of a spectacle for fans, rather than something that defines their careers.
But if Pacquiao were to beat Floyd in this exhibition or fight or whatever they're going to call it, do you think it shouldn't, but do you think that affects either one of their legacies?
No, not at all.
No,
that's
not we talking about grandfathers.
Not true.
We talking about grandfathers fighting each other. That's what we talking about.
It's not. Come on, man. Wait. I said, it's the zero line. Little bit.
No.
I'm not saying it's a transformative thing, but to say it doesn't affect it at all is probably not right, and I'll tell you why. Because if Pacquiao should win, for example, there will be those who say, well, when Mayweather beat him the first time, they were both past their primes. Certainly Pacquiao, who had been destroyed by Marquez, right, knocked out, was not the world-beating terror. Yeah, and the rotator cuff, but he was a world-beating terror 5 years before that when he was running.
At the same time, it is said that public opinion could change a little depending on the result of a rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. If one of them loses, some fans might start questioning the timing of their first fight and argue that both fighters were already past their peak at that time. Some critics may also remember Pacquiao's past knockout loss and say it affected his performance before the fight. However, it is still emphasized that boxing history for both champions is already secure. Their achievements and titles across many weight divisions cannot be erased by a late-career exhibition-style fight. Even if the result surprises people, their legendary status in boxing will remain strong.
Also, Cotto and Hatton and beating them worse than Floyd was beating them, right? That's when we wanted to see the fight happens 5 years later. So people will point to that and say, and then when they were, yes, they were much older than that, but the first fight wasn't like...
They both was in their prime.
Yeah, and neither was it lopsided.
It wasn't lopsided.
Floyd Mayweather won decisively, but he'll even tell you that was one of his trickiest fights.
That's the only reason why I think it shouldn't be a second fight, because to me, Floyd handled him so easy.
But think about what Max is saying.
Pacquiao said otherwise.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if Pacquiao wins a rematch, because I agree, it's like with an asterisk, but if he does that, it will affect people's thinking a little bit. Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard, it's not nearly the same. They were in their 30s, not their 80s or whatever these guys are in now, but Hearns got Leonard in the rematch, even though it was called a draw, and people look at Hearns a little differently vis-a-vis Sugar Ray Leonard than they did before that fight.
But that was more competitive, I would say. Floyd hasn't fought.
During his analysis, Luke Thomas explains that today's entertainment platforms constantly push huge amounts of content to keep people watching. He says this non-stop flow can make events feel less special and even a little boring. Many people are now drawn to nostalgia because older eras of sports and entertainment felt more exciting and memorable. Although Thomas admits this is mostly his personal view, he thinks modern life makes the past seem more appealing. When talking about a possible rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, Thomas says the main reason for these fights is usually business. Companies like Netflix want to get into live sports events, and Mayweather and Pacquiao still have global fame. Putting them in one event could draw a huge audience, even years after their best fighting days.
Consequence, everything feels a little dull. I don't know, but there just appears to be a great need among the broader public for nostalgia and for a different time, because that time felt more alive and colorful. I don't have hard data to support this. This is very much an anecdotal observation, but I do think it is true. There is something off generally about modern life that is making the past more palatable than the present. But reason number 3 is the one I actually really want to focus in on. I asked earlier, why is this fight being made? And the answer is, on some level, relatively obvious. As I mentioned, they're broke, blah, blah, blah. But the other one is like, why is Netflix making this? Well, they want to get into the big live event business, and Floyd still has some popularity, Manny still has some popularity, and then together, they might be bigger than the sum of their parts individually, certainly.
Luke Thomas also talks about how streaming has changed boxing's business. In the past, fans had to pay expensive pay-per-view fees to watch big fights. For example, the first Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao fight in 2015 cost about $100, which stopped many people from watching. Now, when a fight is on a streaming service like Netflix, millions of subscribers can watch it without paying extra. Because of this, Thomas believes promoters care more about famous names than fair or competitive matchups. He points to fights like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, which drew huge audiences, even though many criticized the fights as low quality. Thomas says this raises a big question. Are streaming platforms really helping boxing grow, or are they just creating attention-grabbing events that don't offer the competition fans want?
This fight were on pay-per-view. I don't know if it would get made. I mean, in the end, it might. It might actually get made because these guys need money. There might be enough people who buy it to kind of make it work, or to, at a bare minimum, get an investor to put the money up. They lose their money, but some effort at making it is possible. But that would be a much harder slog. Be a much harder slog. This fight doesn't have that problem. You don't have to pay for pay-per-view. Yes, you have to have a Netflix subscription, but a lot of people do. It's the biggest streaming platform in the world. The incentive structure in place, created by streaming platforms that are just looking for big name value, what will get people to tune in, what is a pairing that is available, just based on contractual availability.
During his discussion, Chael Sonnen explains that the big money figures often talked about in boxing are not always what they seem. He says fighters can make huge paydays, but boxing's financial system is complicated and often misunderstood by the public. Sonnen points out that even though Floyd Mayweather Jr. reportedly earned enormous amounts during his career, the real financial details behind the scenes can be very different from what fans see. He also talks about Mayweather's claims with Showtime, where Mayweather argued that the network didn't fully honor an agreement. Sonnen adds that it's hard for the public to feel fully sympathetic toward Mayweather because similar money disputes have happened in other situations. For example, there was controversy over payments to Logan Paul after his exhibition fight with Mayweather.
And yeah, of course Floyd's broke. Would you be boxing if you weren't? And it's very tough to be sympathetic to Floyd. So Floyd is arguing that he was robbed by Showtime. That he had a deal that Showtime didn't argue. He's arguing this. And who's making that argument and where that goes? I'm just sharing, like, in public opinion, it's very hard to be sympathetic towards Floyd when Floyd, as a promoter, stiffed Logan Paul. Like, to argue this guy in boxing cheated me and I trusted him, when it's being argued that you, who were the trusted one, cheated another guy. It's very tough. And by the way, there's also headlines out there. Floyd Mayweather owes Logan Paul $1.3 million. No, he doesn't. Just to clear that up, no.
According to Chael Sonnen, the situation is often misunderstood. He explains that the reported debt was linked to a promotional company, not Floyd Mayweather Jr. personally. In boxing, promotional companies operate as separate businesses, so financial obligations usually belong to the company rather than the fighter. Because of this, Sonnen says boxing's finances are very confusing, even for experts. He also talks about multiple fight announcements. If a promoter schedules a fight, like one involving Mike Tyson, announcing another fight too early can create business problems. Sonnen points out that when Mayweather later announced a fight with Manny Pacquiao, it complicated other potential matchups. Overall, Sonnen believes this shows how complex and unpredictable boxing can be. Contracts, promotions, and scheduling decisions often overlap, making it hard for fans to understand what's really happening behind big fights with stars like Mayweather, Pacquiao, and Tyson.
Promotion owes Logan $1.3 million, and no, of course he's not going to get it. That promotion's already shut down. Allegedly, by the way, yes. But I'm just sharing with you, like, no, it's not the same thing. It's an entity. Floyd didn't know what was going on. And Logan's a very smart guy. It's not like he ever would have trusted Floyd to know what's going on, but he trusted Floyd's people, and you do take a level of risk, and, you know, you think you're dealing with an honorable guy. It's one of these things, and Floyd didn't know where the money was. I don't like suggest for you that Floyd grabbed the money and ran off and kept it from Logan. Floyd didn't know where the money was. There's very few people that understand the economics of boxing, by the way. It's a very complicated thing. Would you like to explain it to me? You're a big boxing aficionado. Would you like to explain to me the economics of boxing? It's a very confusing thing. Which is one of the reasons that it's very easy for somebody to be skimming. It's a very easy thing to...
Wade Plemons emphasizes that Floyd Mayweather Jr. could risk his perfect professional record by taking a rematch. Plemons explains that Mayweather built his reputation through years of disciplined performances and an unbeaten streak, which became a key part of his identity in boxing history. Stepping into another high-profile fight puts that reputation at risk. One unexpected moment in the ring could change how people remember his record. Plemons notes that while the money and attention may be tempting, the choice has real consequences. Returning to fight again shows confidence, but Mayweather also needs to protect the legacy that made him one of the most successful champions in boxing.
Years later, when both men are about to hit 50, here we are. Okay, that's the hype of this. That's the interest of it, right? Two of the biggest names in the history of the sport. They're both old. We get that, but they're both doing this in a pro fight. This will not be an exhibition. It'll be a pro fight. So it is going to go on someone's record. Could Manny actually take Floyd's O away? And here I am getting drug into this thing. And you know what? I'm not even mad about it because I understand what it is. It's not going to be the highest level of fight between these two. And I don't think it sullies their name any worse than what Floyd was doing with John Gotti III. No offense to top 3 black person of all time, but Deji, some other fights that no one really watched or cared about. Floyd did that to himself, but he still has the drawing power across from his greatest rival in Manny Pacquiao to make this an interesting fight. And again,
Meanwhile, one analyst explains that if Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s job is boxing, he will keep doing it. Age or past accomplishments don't change the fact that work is work, and everyone needs to earn a living. The analyst points out that Mayweather, even though he is older now, still has responsibilities and financial obligations, so staying active in boxing is necessary. Since boxing has always been his profession, stepping away isn't practical when money is involved. Fans might criticize the decision, but professionally, he is just doing his job to support himself.
What he used to go through and used to eat back in Kazakhstan or wherever the hell? Man, look. Was he doing it for the money? Hell yeah. That's how you go in. That's how you can't go in. But the perception is, oh, okay, look at this young, hungry fighter. Yes, young, hungry. Then all of a sudden you're supposed to get fat and full and not want to do it again? Tell you right now, if Canelo said, Triple G, let's do it again for the 4th time. Care how much money Triple G got. It shouldn't be a social pressure that, oh, what's wrong, Triple G? Why are you fighting him again? You know, we ain't doing that to Canelo because we like, well, Canelo still want it. Canelo still got it. Canelo's still going. What if Canelo need the money? Who cares if you need it? You can get it. Dog, don't let somebody talk you out of your money because they say, what you doing it for? What you doing it for? Oh, you lost sight of it. So you're supposed to hate money now if your name is Money Mayweather. I understand y'all like, well, that ain't why he doing it. You don't know that. It sounds good, you'll win the barbershop. Trust me, everybody gonna be clapping and laughing at you when you're there. But you don't really in your gut, gun to your head know that. You just saying that's the narrative. How about this? What if his accountant called him and say, Floyd, we only got 100 left. Only 100 million? Yeah. But guess what? Jake Paul just made that in one night. Got his jaw dislocated, but hey, what's up? I got a call from my boy, he, CEO of Netflix. He said, is Floyd still training? That's how they do it. You never